we're going to go ahead and get started on this. And we're going... Oh, here we go. We're going to start this old stream off. And yes, I'm saying this for the video, because this is in a previous video. We are watching some Undertale analog horror from Dr. Flying Fish. We got 5 videos here. We're going to be watching them in their full entirety. As someone who has loved Undertale, Deltarune, has constantly been looking at fan games, has friends who have played Undertale, and I have just gushed over it. I love it. Still haven't beaten Sans in the general run. We don't talk about that because that made me rage quit. That's the only time I've ever actually rage quit on stream. But we're not here to talk about that. We are here to watch spooky, scary videos. Because as stated, this is in a live stream, and you voted for this. You should play Undertale or Undertale Yellow. You know what? Listen, there's a lot of fan games from Undertale that have been recommended to me, and they are on the list. Or back to the general run. I'm never touching that general run again. It made me too angry. Because I'm sorry, you want me to go back to Undertale? And I haven't played it so long, and you want me to fight Sans? Are you nuts? Alright, we're going to start off. Because with these 5 videos, we have Mt.Ebott disappearings, investigation, history of monster kind, the decay of the civilization, and the great disaster. I hope you got your snacks and drinks ready. Because if you don't, that sucks. Now, I want to say this because this video is in a playlist. It's just going to be playing one right after the other, and we are not going to interrupt it. I'm going to try my best. Sans fight would be practice for Night Rain. It's not the same movesets. I'm going to eat my Reese animal crackers. For the past few years, 7 people have been reported missing on Mt.Ebott. Oh, you don't want to say the year of the 20XX? 7 person went missing on 1509. Police have been trying to find any clues to the missing people around the mountain, but it seems like nothing useful has been found. Well, that's because it gets cleaned up real easy. Last and possibly the worst theory where the missing people might be is where the underground is. That they fell into the hole on the top of a mountain. The depth of the hole is estimated to be 1,000 feet. That means that the chance of surviving is not guaranteed. And yet Frisk did it. But even if some of them survived, it's unlikely that they will survive for long there without food or water. Do they not remember the monsters down below? But then there's one more thing about this whole story, specifically about Mt.Ebott. Long ago, 2 races ruled the earth, humans and monsters. One day, war broke out between the 2 races. After a long battle, the humans were victorious. They sealed the monsters underground with a magic spell. If monsters are still down there after such a long time, it could be a possibility that they won't be so friendly towards fallen humans. Well, they're more curious of anything, or even maybe these monsters changed over the time living underground. Oh, there's a lot of changes that have happened underground. To more primal behavior. Ooh, that could be a fun thing to explore. Sans fight would be practice for Night Rain. You should def do Night Rain live. I mean, bet. Yes, I would love that. I love that. Seeing the creatures take on more feral primal states. The following tape is for use by the members of blank. Only any information given in this tape is strictly confidential. Copying, sharing with unauthorized users, recording the audio or video, exhibition or reproduction of the tape is strictly prohibited. Well, guys, we're going to jail. I hope you're prepared. We're going to jail. We're getting arrested. We got the tape. We got the tape. After a few weeks since the disappearance of blank, the 7th person on the territory of Mt.Ebott, the blank police department sent an investigation group and caving experts to go inside Mt.Ebott to find at least any clues of the missing people. Oh, so they're not worried about the possible magic. The caving experts that joined the investigation were Scott and Jeffrey. I mean, we already got the first name, why did it last? They were equipped with every important caving gear. Scott was given the camera and a microphone to communicate with Officer Connor. The rest of the members waited on the top of Mt.Ebott and watched everything Scott got on camera through the computer that connected the devices. Wait, does this mean that Because we got teasing already of primal, savage creatures. Does that mean that we'll see Sans, Papyrus, Undyne, all of them actually be so more vicious? Oh, please tell me. The following audio is the conversation between Connor and Scott during this investigation. Oh, you gotta get away from the flowers. You have to get away from the flowers. That's monster made. I love how it's still not like a myth or a legend. It's still real history for everyone. Oh. Oh, they're gonna meet her? They're gonna meet Toriel? A butterscotch pie? Alphys? Ooh. Alphys in a primal state would be wild. Wait, hold on. Was that something? What was that? Oh. Yeah, because you have to remember, there are tons of tiny, large, and massively sized creatures. It could be Alphys with all those hallways. You know, I find it funny how they're being offered the ability to leave and come back with a much larger group to explore. Your character explores everything, sees everything, all by themselves, and depending on the run you're doing, you either exterminate everything, or you leave everything alive, and it's all happy and dandy. Yet these guys are not deciding to turn away. They just found something completely old and ancient that ties back to history that has been taught. Why would you not want to go back and maybe have some extra aid and help? Is it pride? Is it ego? Or is it just the drive to want to find any traces of the missing people? I would leave and come back too. But yeah, no, this... do you think this is from the Gina route? This could possibly be from the Gina route of they could find traces of death. They could find monsters now that are very angry and protective and a lot more aggressive than they were originally. Probably American. Oh, probably true. Oh boy. Yeah, go back, leave. Run! I have a feeling they met. That's not Toriel, is it? Mt.Ebott? I'm not sure what it could have been. Oh boy. What a sentence. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. Well, he's gotten eaten too. Oh, we hear the running. Well, maybe you guys should not go into the underground. The following images are the last photos that Scott took before connection with him was lost. Oh goody, he fell into the trap rooms. He probably did. It's interesting seeing Undertale in this point of view because of the angle we usually get it at. So I definitely feel like you could do a lot more scary stuff with this. Oh boy, you got a close-up shot. Now we're into History of Monster Kind. Next session will be soon. It'll be very soon. Don't you worry.
Welcome to the History of Monster Kind.
Is there captions? Yes, please.
Film, we will tell you the chronological history of our
Hold on. Why are my subtitles not that good? I need my subtitles to be better. I need 100. I need it to be... I need my proper subtitles here, please. They're not very bold. Nah, that 50 is good. All right.
And dropped in the underground. From the times we ruled the earth to the present day. Prepare yourself for quite the ride into our history. 900
AD. Oh, we're going way back.
Ago, monsters ruled the overworld with another race called humans. For centuries, the two races ruled the earth in peace and harmony. Unfortunately, it didn't last forever. A long and brutal war sparked between the two races, but humans were victorious. The rest of the monsters that weren't killed in the flames of war were sent down under the Mt.Ebott. Humans with a magic spell sailed the only way out of the underground with a magical barrier that haven't been removed to this day.
Well,
being the magic that is too complicated and strong to be removed by the magic of monsters. And the monsters slowly
that's why they needed souls
and build a new civilization
and hearts.
the world had never seen before.
1200 AD.
The capital city was soon built near the barrier, so that monsters could live and look at the sealed exit with hope of getting out one day.
So torturous.
A century later, monsters went deeper into the underground. Surprisingly, the underground was much bigger than our ancestors thought, making them go more deeper and inhabiting more areas. The new and the second capital city was soon built in the deeper part of the underground, so that monsters could not also live but explore more parts of the underground without having to walk long distances from the old capital. Despite By being trapped in the underground with the help of the magic, the new nation quickly became habitable for all inhabitants. With magic, many inhabitable places were terraformed to the great places to live. The waterfall for the sea lovers, Parkland for hot folks,
Yeah.
and Snowden for those that preferred colder weather.
Oh, I miss those puppies. I miss the dogs.
Civilization became more and more advanced. In the early 1500s, the building of the most important structure in the underground has begun. This structure heats the entire underground, filters the air, and also works as a storage facility and also as a magic generator. This structure got the name Core. Thanks to the core, it is possible to live in every part of the underground without worrying about anything. The core spreads such things as food and electricity through the entire underground, making the life of our kind easier. Without the creation of the core, monsters wouldn't have evolved that much and that fast in such things like magic and technology. And maybe even without it, we would have been evolved into much more different creatures than what we are today. Considering that we as species, we evolve much faster than, for example, humans. Our evolution obviously also depends on the place where we live and the conditions of the place. In our current time, the underground is a prosperous, beautiful, and a great place not only to live, but to wait for the day when our kind will finally be freed from the underground and finally see the sun above our heads again. That day will come, and monsters will prevail once again. Thank you for your attention, and have a great time. May the Lord save us and help us rise again.
Until a certain figure walked inside and went, I want everybody's heads. So there was an issue at the core. 100% blaming Flowey for that. Because of course it's gonna be, oh, it burst into flames. And that's why they became primal, is because without the core they couldn't really sustain and maintain everything. And I 100% firmly believe, and no one can tell me otherwise, that Flowey sabotaged it. Or they had too high of a call on it and they were just overworking it and it just could not be sustained in any logical way. Which I can kind of see that, because as much as they spread out throughout the underground, you're eventually going to get cramped. Eventually going to start having overpopulation, and that's when you're going to start feeding so many more people than you ever thought possible. And that's where you are probably going to have certain parts of your society start to crumble and devolve and get more ferocious, and that's... Ooh. I would not be surprised if they started cannibalizing one another. The Coronation Day.
On the 14th of May, 1945, the Kingdom of Monsterkind got its new ruler. On this day, His Majesty Prince Asgore Dreamer and his wife, Her Majesty Princess Toriel Dreamer, were coronated in the Hockland Cathedral, located in the central square of the capital. From this day, the kingdom is under the control and protection of His Royal Highness, King Asgore I. May the Lord save the king.
Who is your guys' lord? What would the monster kind's lord and god and savior be? Would it be their king that is their savior? Because we know Flowey's obviously the devil, like 100%. We gotta admit though, as much as they are underground and they are limited because they can't actually go out and see the sun, they still have really great locations, really beautiful landscapes. You still get sea, you still get fire and lava, long live our King Asgore I, and you get snow regions, you get all these different places. I feel like I'm part of the human conspiracy theorists. Part of like, keep the monsters where they need to be. The fire is too strong. We don't have enough water and time to put out the fire. We could have gotten water from the waterfall. Since the region has enough water to put out a fire 2 times larger than the one we are dealing with, heck, the whole underground should be helping us to put out the fire. But no, the king doesn't let us get the water from the waterfall since it will waste the water supplies of the neighboring region. And that this fire isn't much of a threat as we Hotlanders describe it. Does he even see what is happening here? The whole Hotland turned into one massive bonfire. Everything is burning, even the waterfall and this... I knew it! You weren't going to give me enough time to read it! I knew it! Even the waterfall in the cities near the old capital are on fire, but this bastard is hiding in his palace and doesn't see what is going on. He probably doesn't even know that soon this whole disaster will affect every living soul in here very soon. So Asgard refused to give aid. He refused. 1 week after the explosion. King Asgore the First, Queen Toriel.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. For the past 2 weeks, I've been trying to come up with any ideas on how to fix the situation, yet no good ideas come up in my head.
Well, Tori, you shouldn't stress out that much. You need to rest. You've been looking awfully exhausted lately.
I can't rest. Asgore, do you even realize what is happening? The core is gone. It exploded, and 2/3 of the territory of Hotland is in ruins from the shockwave of fire. And that's not it. The whole underground is suffering from the migration crisis. The civilians from Hotland are running to the waterfall or the capital. There are dozens of monsters stuck in the border of the capital because there are just too much of them coming. There have been also high numbers of clashes between the civilians and the guards. Oh, and how could I forget? Since the core is gone, magic is now dangerously limited. Without the core, we can't generate food or magic. We can't have electricity or filtration of the air.
But we don't need core to make food.
Asgore, do you really not understand the whole situation? Are you really that ignorant and naive? What about the electricity? Without it, you can't make anything nowadays. There have been reports of monsters suffering from famine in the most distant parts of the underground because not only they don't have any connections with the core, but also they are suffering from the loss of electricity. They are starving. The monsters are starving. And I am trying to come up with any idea on how to fix all of this, which is weird. Since you are the ruler of the underground, you should be the one thinking about how to fix that.
You tell him, Tori!
I ordered to organize the refugee camps, also the evacuation centers in Hotland so that there will be less injured civilians.
Did you think about the core? Did you think about how to bring the electricity back? Did you think about how to save your people from starvation?
I did, but I...
What do you mean, what? You didn't think of that? Look at me! I've been eating as little as possible so that Kara and Azrael could eat more. And you didn't think of how to make something so that everyone could eat as much as they want.
Toya, I'm trying.
You don't give a shit about your own people.
That's not true.
She's the people's champion right there.
Nothing serious, dear. Go back to sleep now. I will evacuate everyone from Hotland, and then order the royal scientists to find any solution to fix the core.
I wish I could believe you, Asgore.
This is what's gonna lead her to leave. 2 weeks after the explosion. Oh, are we gonna get a royal announcement? NBC News. Monster Broadcasting.
Welcome back to the daily news of the underground. It's been 2 weeks since the explosion of the core. Since that horrifying event, the casualties have grown from 100 to 10,000 across the underground. Around 85% of the buildings in all of the underground, including the 2 capital cities, have been suffering from the electricity loss. Since it is heavily limited and is only used
I can't with that voice. Welcome, radio.
2 capitals. A week ago has been reported that the flu and cholera pandemic has broken out, and the regions that were the most affected by the crisis, lack of food, electricity, magic, and other important supplies have caused the most severe humanitarian crisis that our continent has
But oof
ever
info,
seen
yeah.
before.
It's a lot of info.
Real scientists have been working hard on trying to restore the core, but it can take years for the core to finally be fully restored.
The thing is, they don't have years. The thing is, they don't have years. Also, again, what's up, radio? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. But they don't have years because, again, they've already within 2 weeks went from just a small amount of casualties to that's pretty severe for the underground. They're losing out on food. They're losing on the ability to actually have order, and it's only gonna get worse. So I guarantee by the 3rd week, it's going to be hell in chaos. Oh man, they don't have time to get the core back up and running, and even if they actually do get it running, by that time, the loss is going to be so severely felt.
Considering what is happening right now in the underground, it seems like a lot of monsters won't live long for that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And we wonder what we will do now. How are we gonna live? This is the question that everyone is asking. But the most realistic and, unfortunately, the worst case scenario is that we will go back to the Stone Age. Or even maybe, at that time,
Extinction.
there won't be anyone left.
That's why they're getting primal, that's why they're getting feral, because they're going to start feeding on one another. We're skipping the 3rd and going right to a month after. Attention, the following material is suitable only for the members of the royal family. Seeing the upcoming material without the personal permission of the royal family is prohibited. I don't know, I identify as a royal family member right now so I can see this.
When we thought it couldn't get worse, another tragedy happened.
Let me just put on my disguise.
Kara Dreamer, human that was adopted by the royal family, got terribly sick by flu. A week later, Kara Dreamer passed away from the virus that was too strong for Chare's already weakened organism.
Oh boy.
The king and queen are mourning the loss. The child of man was buried underneath the golden flowers with the view to the sky, in royal family's private garden. These flowers were deeply loved by Kara. Now she can finally rest in peace right underneath her favorite flowers. Fly high, Kara Dreamer.
Oh, flowers you say. Flowers you say. We know what that means. We know what that's leading to. 1 month after the explosion. Technically 4 weeks is a month. Sorry. Oh, Toriel, you've seen better days. Unless that's not Toriel. I can't take it anymore. Let me just turn that down a little bit. Everything is getting worse. Please do let me know if the sound is too loud. The whole underground is suffering from epidemics and famine. I lost my child. Oh, that is Toriel. She's not handling it well. I am starving. I want to eat. I want to eat. Oh, she's gonna eat. Oh, that's where those explorers came and they shouldn't have. Scott and Jeffrey, you became a buffet. She just saw you and went, ah, she got ya.
I'm home. I was talking with Dr. Alphys, and it seems like we can fix the core earlier than we thought.
Alphys mentioned,
We can
woo!
finish it before we will lose more of our civilians. Tori?
Oh, please don't tell me she's eating her other child.
Hello? Is anyone home?
Oh, boy, you're not gonna like what you find, Asgore. 1, 2, 3, surprise!
Oh, Tori, here you are. Did you hear what I told you?
Yep. Yep. Knew that was gonna happen. Unless she's eating her own body? Oh. Oh no. She's always been the sane one, though. Is she gonna eat him? She's repeating it. She's going to start going into a very big breakdown. I think she's gonna chase after him and eat him. Ooh! The following audio is the last song that the Underground Sirens played before going completely silent. The song is about the hope of the monsters and that one day they will leave the underground. They ain't leaving. Not anytime soon, not with how monstrous they are. The queen ate her own child, despite the dislike towards the royal family among the civilians. It still shocked a lot of people. Alright, so it was in her own hands. She did in fact eat her own child. King Asgore ordered the guards to deport Queen Toriel and lock her into the new capital, the city that was slowly turning into abandoned ruins. The king himself fell into severe depression. He isolated himself from everyone and everything by locking himself in his own throne hall. Nobody saw him in person again. And that's how he's gonna get a monstrous form. The royal family is gone. The kingdom of monsterkind is gone. What a saddening end to such a powerful race. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. No, we don't need the breathing. I could do without it. Alright, again. If the sound is too high, if it's too loud, please do let me know. I will adjust it really quickly and accordingly. But, holy crap. Yep, like I said, without the core, they were going to start cannibalizing. It was not going to go well. There was going to be the clashing. Toriel was the very first example, and she was the one that was very much for helping everybody. She wanted to do good for her people. And Asgore did not react fast enough. If he had maybe reacted faster, if he had made better choices, if he had made the tough calls, things probably would have been better. But now we have the Great Disaster, and I believe this is the last one in this playlist. Monsterkind Broadcast Corporation. Captions? Yeah. Hold on, I think captions are definitely a little bit big. We're gonna shrink them down. His Majesty's inspirational speech. News of the day.
On the 13th of March 1962, in the central square of the old capital, His Majesty King Asgore I gave a simulated speech full of hopes and dreams. In his speech, King Asgore reminded his people that the current century marks the 1000th anniversary of the monster kind getting trapped in the underground. He also gave a hopeful message that from now on, monsters will be actively seeking any possible way to break the barrier that keeps the monsters trapped in the underground.
Oh, they found a way.
Previous rulers. Thanks to our technological achievements, we now have many ways in our pockets to try and free ourselves from the trap that we have been stuck in for a whole millennium. The people are inspired by this speech and have high hopes for the future of this nation. May the Lord bless and save the king and his people.
Well, the king wanted to save his people, but he failed spectacularly. Project Spear of Justice, 1105-1970.
Project Spear of Justice was developed by the royal scientists by King Asgore's order. But before explaining what the project is about, we need to know how the core works. Inside the core there are 4 containers and 1 massive reactor in the middle. Each container stands for storing and delivering different important resources that the royal scientists add into them and control their amount. These resources include magic, electricity, warm water and food that can be delivered quickly from one region to another in minutes.
A handy-dandy transportation system.
Send their resources into the reactor that separates and transports them into various pipes that are inside the walls and roofs of the mountain across every part of the underground. If there is imbalance between the containers, like the lack of water for example, the structure needs to be closed before the containers transport them into the main reactor. Because if the reactor gets imbalanced amount of the resources, it can cause a variety of issues, from mixing resources with each other to...
That's what happened. It
when
did.
the ways to the reactor are
It got a
closed,
cutoff,
the
and it didn't
structure
work.
must be put on a low power mode, which slows the process of the core. It might be annoying to the civilians that their food is delayed, but it is for their own good. After the structure is in low power mode, the scientists use the magic from the magic container to generate the missing amount of food to make the balanced amount of the resources. The magic itself is getting connected by monsters that they get to fill the container through special machines made by the scientists. Mostly the scientists themselves give their magic to fill the containers.
Hey,
After there
Alphys.
is a balance between the resources, the core is getting turned back on the normal working mode. Now, about the Project Spear of Justice. The main objective of the project is to send a massive amount of magic from the core's reactor straight into the barrier through the special pipes.
So, they're able to actually compensate, which means someone wasn't paying attention. So it obviously wasn't Flowey, because this was all before Flowey sprouted and happened. But there was an imbalance that caused the explosion because it was working so hard and it just didn't work. Because they could have fixed it, no one caught it in time, or it went boom because they poured so much magic into the barrier and then it had a nice kickback on the machine, which could have also been part of the barrier spell put there by humanity.
Theoretically, the big amount of magic
It's theories,
might
man.
overpower the magic that the barrier is made of, which could lead to its destruction and eventually the freedom of the monster kind. The possibility of this project to be successful is unlikely, though His Majesty is determined in its succession.
It could have also been that determination and wanting the Spear of Justice to work so bad that it's what destroyed the kingdom, and the king didn't want to have to take responsibility for it. 26th of April 1973, 7:30 p.m. Dr. Sparkle, Dr. Fergus. Oh.
Okay, this thing works. So, greetings. This is Dr. Fergus speaking. This tape is for educational purposes. We are pretty much making a historical event where we might have found a solution to finally break the barrier and free ourselves from the underground.
You're so hopeful, so optimistic.
Passages of the containers in the main reactor. Yes. Oh, but before I'm gonna do that, I think I really need to tell you where I was at that. Even if this project, Spear of Justice, isn't gonna work, it would still be nice to record it as one of the many experiments of ours trying to get out of this mountain. Maybe even this tape will be shown in schools as one of the many attempts of our kind trying to break free.
I want
Or
to
maybe,
break
if
free.
this is gonna be successful, this tape will be one of the most important pieces of evidence of our kind and our greatest achievements. We will make history. I will make history. Anyway, what I need to do... right.
turn the system to low power mode, and there we go.
Fergus, are you ready?
He's jumping
Yes,
so
just
far
listen.
ahead. 7:40, so 10 minutes later.
Okay, so now we have to transport magic from the magic container to pipe W. That connects to pipe E, which will then be delivered straight to the royal castle. And there, the king and his soldiers will use the pipe as a cannon of sorts to shoot straight at the barrier and destroy it.
Alright.
Did you block the passages?
Yes, everything's fine.
Okay, good. So now
I don't think it was blocked.
send the magic from the magic container to pipe W, which will then send to pipe E, and then pipe SE. Basically straight to the corridor where the barrier is located. The king and the engineers already pulled the pipe from the underground. It's facing the barrier.
I can barely hold my excitement. Even if this isn't gonna work, it would still be a nice try.
Yeah. But I hope this will at least weaken the barrier. I mean, we live in a very technologically advanced age, so now we have much more possibilities and opportunities than, for example, 100 years ago.
Right.
And then it all came crashing down.
This place now. Now all we need to do is to send the magic into previously set pipes.
Alright, so I'll scratch here. Locate this one right here. Okay. Everything is at this place. You ready?
I surely am.
Here we go.
Okay, it's all turned on. It should be working.
So, when and when will we reach the destination?
In about 5 to 10 minutes.
Alright. Hey, Sparkle, you want me to bring you something to drink as a celebration of possibly succeeding in our project? Sparkle, is everything okay?
Nope.
Did you block the passages of the containers to the main reactor?
Yes I did. What's wrong?
Look at the screen.
Something didn't get blocked.
Why does it show that 3 containers released their contents into the main reactor?
He wasn't paying attention.
Wait, hold on.
Fergus, that was the first thing that we needed to do. Did you forget to do that?
No, I was sure I blocked them.
Do you know what could have happened?
I'm gonna go with that. That could happen.
Attention. This is not a test. There has been an imbalance between the resources inside the core. Please turn the emergency system to shut down the
Fergus was too excited. He was too far ahead in his mind, thinking that this was gonna be his big break.
5 minutes. It will cause a meltdown inside your reactor. Turn the emergency
It was
system
all
to
because
shut
of
down
him.
the core immediately.
Fergus, go and push the emergency button.
Focus!
It doesn't work.
What? God damn it. This is Dr. Sparkle speaking. There is a resource imbalance in the core, and the emergency system doesn't work. I need all available scientists and engineers to go into the core and help us to fix this before it's too late. There's only me and Dr. Fergus. We need more people here.
The pressure level of the cylinder in the reactor is overfilled with resources. The worst is inevitable.
That was...
Pressure levels have reached its maximum point. I need all available scientists and engineers in the core now.
That's so fast, though. There's no time to react.
What's that noise?
That would be the explosion that ruined the entire underground. Kinda looks like it's got eyes and a smiley face. Photo of the first explosion taken about 5 kilometers away from ground zero. It literally looks like it's got a smiley face. The Royal Castle. Oh, Oh, King Asgore's gonna get a very fun phone call.
The magic's supposed to arrive at this moment.
Maybe there's a problem in the pipes, or maybe the royal scientists delayed the deployment.
It could be possible, but
W.
why?
What's up, Zero?
It should be working well.
Your Majesty! Your Majesty!
Dr. Alphys. What's
There
wrong?
you are.
You don't look so good.
The core! It exploded! It's on fire!
Excuse me.
The people of Hotland don't have enough water in their region to put out the fire. They require water from neighboring waterfall region. Your Majesty, please allow them to get water from there. Your Majesty.
Jeez.
Oh, it's nothing, really. About the water. Why do they need the water so much that they require more water from another region? I'm sure they'll be fine and the fire will be put out easily.
Oh, he's such an idiot.
Your Majesty.
I answered your requests. You're dismissed.
He literally could have stopped it.
Your Majesty, was you serious about the core exploding? Your Majesty?
Well, if you go for a walk, you'll see a giant cloud. He's more upset. If you realize this, from an ego and pride standpoint, he's more upset that his attempt to break the barrier just failed. He's realizing it, and it's kind of his fault. He could have literally left it alone. It is both the scientist Fergus and Asgore's fault that everything went wrong because Fergus was so gung-ho, so excited. He didn't actually double check that everything was the way it was supposed to be, but they were also trying to make sure that Asgore got what he wanted, which was all of their resources piling in so they could do their beam attack on the doors. Holy crap. For real, bro lost his brain real quick. Yeah, he went into meltdown mode and just started denying everything. Like, he went into straight denial so fast. Call between the underground firefighting department and the Hotland firefighting department. Like, Waterfall could have probably put out everything and saved them all.
There was an explosion at the core which caused the fire. Hotland firefighters are trying to put it down, but it doesn't go out very well. Our water supplies are running out.
Okay, let me contact you to a local Hotland firefighter station.
Everyone from every single station here in Hotland is already here, but it's still not enough to put the fire down. We need more water from neighboring regions to put the fire down.
I understand. I contacted the Waterfall Firefighters Department. The Waterfall Firefighters are on their way.
It happened
Can you
over.
explain what exactly happened?
Everything was
Boom.
until the core started shaking violently. We thought that it was just doing its job as usual, just a bit more active, and then suddenly alarms broke out, and then it just blows up. Just where the hell is the water from Waterfall?
It's on its way. It's gonna arrive soon.
It has been over 30 minutes and it's still not here. Just send us water from anywhere. I don't give a shit. We need water right now. The fire is too strong.
The second explosion occurred at 8:26 p.m. It was so loud that everyone from every corner of the underground could not only hear it, but feel the ground shaking. Oh, that would be so terrifying. Imagine being in Snowden and you're just rocking back and forth.
What was that noise? Maybe it's the magic that finally...
Your Majesty! Your
Oh,
Majesty!
you're so in
The core.
denial.
I'm sorry, but haven't I told you and Dr. Alphys that I do not allow sent water from the waterfall? The fire is surely not as dangerous as people say.
Your Majesty! The core exploded again! Much stronger than before! There have already been reports of hundreds of deaths and thousands of injured people around Hotland. The shockwave from the explosion damaged some of the pipelines in other regions. Your Majesty, this is a severe disaster that is going to affect hundreds of thousands of people, including the royal family. What are your orders?
He couldn't make a single call.
Your Majesty?
Oh, contact me with the royal scientists immediately.
Yes, in a minute.
What? Oh, is that the rumble? Oh, he's tweaking out. He's crashing. What the heck? Is that the monster's language? What is this? I'm seeing zodiac signs right there. Brother. He got too high in his head that he could not make a single decision. Wingding's font from Open Office, lol. Whew. What the heck is he saying? Three to 5 weeks after the explosion, Royal Lab. 3 to 5 weeks.
Dr. Alphys?
Oh, Your Majesty. Welcome back. I just finished the statistics of civilian casualties.
It's not good.
1.5 weeks after you organized the evacuation of Hotlanders to the refugee camps in the outskirts of Hotland, the casualties decreased by 40%. I know it's not as good as 80% for example, but still good, right?
Oh, Alphys.
That's wonderful to hear.
There's more good news from me. The blueprints of the core were intact. That means we can use them to rebuild the core instead of trying to build it from memories and photos.
That's fantastic. Didn't expect to hear 2 good news in a row, especially during such a difficult time for all of us.
That's good news!
Anyway, I made some cup noodles for us. Would you like some?
Sure. Thank you.
Oh, Alphys. She will forever remain as one of the most innocent of the underground.
Majesty, how is
To an extent.
family?
Oh, they've been, well, not bad, but could have been better. Toriel is acting weird, but
She's
Asriel
hungry.
has been doing just fine.
Welcome back, King.
He stays at home more often than usual for obvious reasons, but other than that, he's been fine.
What do you mean by Toriel acting weird?
She's hungry. She's starving.
Since the explosion, she has been acting strange. By, for example, not eating much. I mean, I know and understand the current situation, but we still have enough food and water for our family. But she either gives most of the food supplies to Asriel, even too much than needed, or she simply refuses to eat. She's saying stuff like, I can't look at the food and eat it while there are starving people out there. I told her that despite the difficulties, the food and water supplies are getting sent to those who aren't in need, but
She's the people's champion, man.
Listen. She says that she won't eat a crumb until I will give enough food to every living soul in the underground.
Oh, she's got a good heart.
She doesn't do anything. She just belittles me and complains about me not doing the things that she thinks are right. She really wants to act as some sort of a hero by pretty much starving herself and...
Oh, I had to sneeze so
like I
bad.
said, at the same time, not doing anything useful. I just hope that everything will get better soon.
I'm sure everything will be fine. Maybe Her
No.
Majesty is just very stressed out and might say and do strange things.
Possibly. She has been really emotional for as long as I remember, so...
Oh, Alphys trying to be
maybe
so
she'll
happy.
eventually fade away.
I'm sure of that.
Thank you, Doctor. Genuinely. I really appreciate your kind words.
Do you want to take some of the noodles so that your family can have some too?
Sure. Oh, I don't know about Toriel since she will most likely refuse so that she can pretend to be a poor starving civilian. But Asriel and Asriel might enjoy them a lot.
Great. I'll
That was a shot at your wife. Holy.
Thank you.
Again, I don't think
like
Asgore's seeing the
I should
image,
thank you
so...
for always coming here and helping me and other people to organize nationwide aid.
I can see that.
Giving orders and listen to your advices. Nothing else.
I'm still thankful to you for simply coming here and at least trying to fix the situation.
You're always welcome, Doctor.
Oh, Alphys, ever just so cheerful, so happy, and trying to see the better of it all. And now we go to 1 month after the explosion when Toriel lost her freaking mind and ate her own child. All because she starved herself. She wanted to make sure everyone else was happy, everyone else was content. What is that noise? But she drove herself to madness. Is Dad back? Oh, now we're seeing Azrael's reaction? I missed him. He has been at work for so long today. Oh no, that's your mom. Your mom's coming to munch you. She's been fattening you up, man. I don't want to see that. Oh, God, there it is. Not goat mom. She's losing her mind. Well, not losing. She's already lost it. And, oh. Mom? Oh, don't. Oh, yeah. Hands on ground type beat. Yeah, it was 100%. The Queen ate her own child. On the blank of May 1973, approximately at 4 a.m., it has been reported that Her Majesty Queen Toriel committed an act of murder and cannibalism of her own child, Prince Azrael. His Majesty King Asgore found his wife in their son's bedroom sitting in front of a half-mauled corpse. I said at the beginning, this crisis was going to send them all spiraling.
Your Majesty! Your Majesty!
Doctor.
Your Majesty,
Oh, he's not doing well either.
What happened? What should we do? What can I do for you?
There's no need for you to do anything. You have already done so much.
Your Majesty, where are you going?
I'm going away. As far as I can. I don't want to look around.
Oh.
I don't want to look at what have I done. It's all my fault.
Oh, now you come to terms?
If it wasn't for me, none of this would have happened.
Wait!
Thank you so much, Dr. Alphys.
And now he abandons his people.
Everything.
Yeah, I mean, if you walked in and saw your wife eating your child, that would justifiably leave everyone and anyone traumatized and not doing well. And poor Alphys, after 1.5 months after the explosion. So approximately 6 weeks later. Oh, Alphys isn't doing well either.
It's been 2.5 weeks since the incident at the Royal Palace. King Asgore, well, former king, has locked himself in the throne room and refuses to get out of there. The Queen was sent to life in prison of the new capital, far away in the most western part of the underground. After the king
In the
left
ruins.
us, everything went downhill.
Oh, Azrael was
The
scared.
new capital is in chaos because of the heavy restrictions of literally everything. Electricity, water, food.
Okay, I don't mean to be so mean and terrible with this. And forgive me for saying this. Why does this look like an image that was pulled right out of the French Revolution? Sorry, I'm going to continue.
Everything is very limited. The reason for it is that the city is located far away from the old capital and other major cities, making the aid transportation to the new capital much more
Probably was.
difficult. And what's worse is that the new capital doesn't have enough facilities or factories to produce vital supplies. Like, for example, electricity.
Overabundance.
City has always been
Actually, no, not
dependent
enough
on
abundance of
foreign aid
anything.
supplies.
Overpopulation.
The people there are protesting.
Not enough to go
committing
around.
Violent riots, making
Not the puppies!
And electricity led to massive famine and unrest in the region. Waterfall isn't having a great time either.
Well, at least they got water.
At least they don't have water problems. 50% of the territory in Hotland became uninhabitable because of the explosions and wildfires.
Oh, I feel like Sans and Papyrus would be part of the protests.
The whole underground is in turmoil. We have no leader to follow, no plans, no ideas what to do. I mean, we have some ideas, but it's unlikely that they might work. I don't know what to do. I don't know anymore. I just want everything to end.
What about Undyne? Where's Undyne in this? Where's Sans? Where's Papyrus? But again, I feel like Sans and Papyrus would be with the people, angry and frustrated and protesting. 2 months after the explosion. Undyne, being who Undyne is most likely clashing with the people. In the Waterfall region, specifically in the administrative capital of the region, Blowberg, a meeting between the former Waterfall Royal Army was held. Since the king who was in command of all the army in every region resigned, there was no one in command of the army. So who's left in charge? As a result, the most powerful and influential general of all the Waterfall military, General Undyne, was elected as a leader of the army. Ask and ye shall receive! We get to know. What are the terms? Meditum? General Undyne was furious with the resignation of the king, believing that Asgore betrayed his own people. Justified. Metaton was the announcer for the TV news broadcast. Under her command, the Monsterkind Revolutionary Army, or MRA, was formed. Oh no. The goal of the MRA was to organize a coup against the remaining monarchist government located in the old capital and then establish a new state where monsters would never go hungry again. Oh boy. It is the French Revolution. At least that's what the military promised to the people. But it never held to that promise, did it? The Waterfall, under the control of the military, declared independence from the kingdom, establishing the Monsterkind democratic state. Well, here we go. It was the beginning of the underground civil war. What about Flowey? I feel like Flowey's going to make an appearance at the end of this. The MRA quickly advanced to Hotland, massacring the armies that were still loyal to the king. Viva la Revolution. When they reached the old capital, brutal street battles began across the street, which led to even more casualties and destruction that the city has never seen before. So more death. That was the answer. More killing, more loss of life. Well, less people to feed. After hours of fighting, the MRA broke through security of the royal castle and raided it. General Undyne ran straight towards the throne room, where Asgore was. I think you're gonna find a monster within. Get out of there and face me, you traitor. You left us to rot. You abandoned us. Get out of there and face me. There you are. Prepare yourself. Oh, there's the sound effects of her attack. You cannot leave me hanging. After a while, General Undyne was thrown out of the throne room with heavy injuries. I told you he was going to be monstrous, he was going to be primal, he was going to be savage in his appearance and force. The MRA was forced to retreat. They lost her and were scared. The underground civil war ended with both sides achieving nothing but more destruction and casualties. Need battle music for sure. Wait, is that Mediton? He's just strolling around.
That it all came to this. No one is really interested in my shows because only a small percentage of people have access to still somehow working TV nowadays.
I mean, yeah, you can't enjoy it when you can't see it.
There is no time for me to be sad and all that. I gotta check Dr. Alphys. I haven't seen her at all today.
Gotta go back to your friend and partner.
Alphys, darling, you need to leave your room at least once every day. You know you can't be there forever.
Want
There's
to bet?
still plenty of canned food left, and I know that you can't live without eating at least 1 can per day.
Alphys. Oh, I really hope Alphys didn't take herself out.
Come on, darling. It's time to come out.
Yeah! She took herself out! The last audio thing sounded like it really did. Why? Why did you do that, Alphys? What did I do? I was always there and you could talk with me about your problems. You knew I can't just die. Yeah, Mettaton can't die that easy. You abandoned me to rot all alone in this hellhole. Why, Alphys? And now Mettaton's gonna go nuts. It's all just crumbling so fast. All because they just wanted to break through and out of the underground. Evolution of monsters throughout the years. How much is... Oh my gosh. Look at him! Stage 1, 1973 to 1977. So just 4 years. (1977 to 1980). In just short 3 years, it's all gone so terribly wrong. I'm exhausted, leave me alone, I'm messing up my words. What about after 1980? Oh boy. 10 years. 10 years of misery. Temmie? That's not a Temmie anymore. That's a Tommy. I don't want to go into that underground anymore. Oh, that's the worst stage. I don't want to go into that underground. Just drop a bomb into it. Is that the end? Under Mt.Ebott. Is that can't be the end. Please tell me that Dr. Flying Fish, you gotta make more. That cannot be the end. I need to see more of that because it feels like there's so much that could be added on. Wait, yes, we are getting a season 2. That did drop a nuke. This is what's happening from it. While the core exploded, that was pretty much a nuke. That's pretty much a nuke. But that was Dr. Flying Fish. After the stream, will put a link in the description below to go and check out their channel. There is obviously tons of other content here for those that wish to watch it. But we are getting a season 2 for Under Mt.Ebott, which I cannot wait for because I think this as a whole is a really cool idea to see what could happen to the underground if everything just went wrong. Now I can sub to Fishy. Oh, I'm 100% subbing to Fishy. I'm 100% subbing because I gotta show my support. I gotta show my love. This was a fantastic series. I want to see season 2. The last mention of it was 2 months ago, which means that Dr. Flying Fish is hard at work. But we are now going to move on.